between the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills get it done. I don't have the numbers. I haven't looked at the numbers, but I will break down the AFC Championship game, talk about that. Maybe, if not tonight, maybe within the upcoming days. So now Josh Allen gets another shot at the guy who's basically owned him in the playoffs. Whether it was fluke plays or basically rule changes, Patrick Mahomes has owned Josh Allen in the playoffs. So now Josh Allen is headed to Kansas City to play in the most important game of his career, because now Josh Allen is under the same pressure. Him and Lamar Jackson are under the same pressure to get to the Super Bowl and win. And the problem is they have to go through Patrick Mahomes, and then they have to go through Patrick Mahomes and the fans in Kansas City and possibly the refs. This will be a closely watched game. I'm going to pay attention to every call that's made. I'm going to watch this game like I did from beginning to end. The story of the game with the Baltimore Ravens, their Achilles heels was just turnovers. Lamar Jackson threw an uncharacteristic interception, and it was really nobody in the facility. You was wondering who he was throwing to. That looked like one of them Brent Favre-like interceptions. Then he had a fumble, but Andrews, he might not be allowed on the plane. He had a crucial fumble that could have put basically Baltimore in a position to take the lead. And then he basically couldn't hold on to a pass that was through right in his hands for a 2-point conversion that could have, in all likely, took the game into overtime. But at the same time, if that game goes into overtime, Buffalo is not winning. So basically, the story of the game was just fumbles. The second half, basically, Baltimore was running the ball down Buffalo's throat. Buffalo barely scored in the second half. But once again, it was the costly fumbles and turnovers and mistakes that caused Baltimore this game. So now the question is, if Lamar Jackson in the next couple of weeks wins his third MVP, which it looked like he's headed for his third, league MVP, the amount of pressure for Lamar Jackson to win a MVP is going to triple. He's going to be under the same pressure and scrutiny as Peyton Manning. You're winning regular season MVPs, but you are not winning championships. Now, Peyton Manning did finish his career with 2 Super Bowls. But at the same time, when I say the pressure for Lamar Jackson to get to the Super Bowl and win is going to be it's going to expand by at least 3 times. You do not want to be considered a great regular season quarterback, but a guy that can't get to the big dance. And the same thing goes for Josh Allen. The same thing goes for Josh Allen. Okay, Josh. So now, if Lamar can't get it done, you got to get it done. But me myself, I wouldn't be surprised if this year's Super Bowl champion is out of the NFC. Philadelphia's defense is very poignant, very good. And I'm pretty sure Philadelphia would love another crack at Kansas City, because Philadelphia, if it wasn't for a couple of mishaps in the second half, they would have beat Kansas City. So we might be headed for a rematch of Kansas City versus Philadelphia, or the Washington Redskins. Commanders. I'm so used to saying that word, Redskins, the former name, because I grew up calling them the Redskins. They just became the Commanders like 2 seasons ago. So, I'm just not used to that but I apologize to any Native Americans that's offended by this, but at the end of the day, it was a Native American out of Montana that actually came up with that name, Redskins. But whatever. but whatever. But we'll see. Mark Andrews might not be allowed. Mark Andrews. Oh, I think, hey, I already spoke on Jalen Daniels. Pay the man. Mark Andrews might not be allowed. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're not gonna show it. They're not gonna show the reaction on the field, but I'm telling you right now, ain't nobody gonna want to sit by him on that plane. I'm thinking from Buffalo to probably Baltimore. That's probably like a 2-hour plane ride. I'm telling you right now, nobody is going to want to sit next to Mark. I'm just kidding it. Well, appreciate the super chat. Hey, this is a dude who had like a fumble like since like in ages. It did all of a sudden he has drop passes, he has a fumble. I'm talking about that 2-point conversion was, I mean, he basically took away man, he basically took away a highlight play from Lamar Jackson. All he had what's that saying, y'all? He had one job, just hold, nobody's there. And he just and it wasn't like it was underthrew. He threw it right there. He just couldn't hold on to it. It was sort of like that pass in the Super Bowl with Pittsburgh and the Cowboys where Roger Staubach, I cannot remember that dude. I mean, he threw it right to dude and he dropped it. And they ended up losing that Super Bowl. I mean, he threw it right to the dude. Roger Staubach threw it right to the dude and he dropped it. He had one job. Just hold on to the ball. One job. One job. That's it. I mean, that was the easiest 2-point conversion, I mean, ever. All you had to do is just hold on and I mean, come on, man. I'm telling you. Don't be surprised if he's released. You had, for real, you had one job. All you had to do was hold on to that ball. And you could, like, come on, Mark. They still had some get back, but boy, that 2-point conversion, that's one that's gonna sit with him. I'm telling you right now, that's gonna be the longest. Listen, I know people that did play professional football, play professional sport. I'm telling you right now, nobody is gonna want to speak to him. They're not gonna talk to him on the plane. Now they're gonna make it look good in the locker room and pat him on the back. But I'm telling you right now, Tori, and I just I just want to see a fair football game. I just want to see a fair football game called. But in all likelihood, Josh Allen is going to be playing. In all likelihood, listen, Josh Allen got to play against Patrick Mahomes. He got to play against the fans of Kansas City, and he got to play against the referees. And he has to beat Roger Goodell. So it's going to be a tough job. Good luck. Good luck. Listen, bro. Mark Andrews, I'm telling you, dude, they're not going to speak to that dude on the plane. When I say it's going to be absolute silence, he going to be sitting in the back of the plane. Well, I'm telling you, that's one of them if it's one of them games where basically, you get blew out, whatever the case may be. But this is a game where you had a chance to possibly win this game. It's like, if you get outplayed, you get outplayed. But basically, you drop a 2-point conversion that ties the game. That in all likelihood, you go into overtime and and I'm telling you right now, that game going to overtime, Buffalo not winning that game. And they knew it. So, well, we know next week it's going to be a full-fledged circus in Kansas City. We already know every time a play is made, every time Travis Kelce catches the ball, they're going to go straight to Taylor Swift. The Taylor Swift It's almost like it's becoming the Taylor Swift Bowl. Like, enough. This is getting like, I don't watch football to see Taylor Swift. Okay, we know she's dating Travis Kelce. Good grief. Do you got to show her every damn time a play happens in favor of Kansas City? This is why people is getting mad. Oh, Lamar, no, listen. No. That game was on Mark Andrews. You missed a ball that basically, listen, he didn't throw it out of range. He didn't underthrow it. He threw it right to him, and he couldn't hold on to it. That's all it come down to. I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear no excuses. Like that saying goes, you had one job. You had one job, dude. That's on him. You let the ball get knocked. You let the ball get knocked out of your hands because you didn't properly secure the ball. Then I think you had a drop. I think you had a drop pass previously. So for real, that 2-point convergence. So we'll see what happens next week. But good luck. I just want to tell Josh Allen good luck because you got 4 people you got to play against. you got 4 people you got to play against. You got to play against. You got to play against Patrick Mahomes. You got to play against the fans in Kansas City. You got to play against the referees, and you got to play against Roger Goodell. So good luck. Yeah, it's like a gauntlet. So at least one of the DMV teams have an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl, but we gonna see. Both of these teams know each other, so I'm definitely gonna break down the matchup between Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Because Patrick Mahomes is he is a good. I can tell you right now, the acting bug has hit Patrick Mahomes hard. Those T-Mobile commercials, the Adidas stuff, because those acting jobs he was doing with the with the rough of the passer and then the unnecessary run, he did. Patrick Mahomes. Nah, come on, my ass. Listen, no. No. Patrick Mahomes, he's like I said, he's a good car salesman. He is completely, when I say honest Al, I mean, he is really selling that. I mean, when I say Patrick Mahomes is really selling that light skin thing, he is really selling it. He is really selling for real. He's selling that. Patrick Mahomes is really selling that light skinned brother thing. So, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is the epitome of what you might recall. Yeah, you know how to win too. You do know how to win. You do know how to win. with the help of Roger Goodell and some very questionable calls. But I'm gonna be fair. I cannot wait till next week. I cannot wait till next week. There's never been a team that's ever won 3 straight Super Bowls. Now, um, I think Green Bay, before they started calling it the Super Bowl, before they had the merger of the AFs, that what was it called, the AFL and then the NFL. Green Bay had won, I think, a championship the previous year, and then when the AFL and the NFL merged, then Green Bay, if I'm not mistaken, won the first 2 Super Bowls. So Green Bay kind of three-peated, but technically on record, they won only 2 straight Super Bowls. I got where's my where's my information goons at? Check and see who won in the NFL championship. Because I think Green Bay won a NFL championship before they started calling, because they had the AFL and then they had the NFL, American Football League, and then they had the National Football League. So the AFL and the NFL merged. So they became one entity. But if I'm not mistaken, Green Bay actually did win 3 championships in a row. But however, they didn't win 3 Super Bowls in a row. No, I don't listen. I don't listen. Lamar did throw a ill-advised, uncharacteristic like interception because there was nobody in the facility. I swear that looked like Brent Favre, because you know how Brent Favre was. Brent Favre would just throw the ball and hope somebody from his team would catch it. Brent Favre was a master at ill-advised like passes. He would just throw the ball sometimes. Well, that would be, listen, we got to see. We got to see. They won 65, 66, first Super Bowl, 60. So they sort of did. Okay, so yeah, that is correct. So they did win like 3 championships straight. But they technically didn't win 3 straight Super Bowls. So yeah, I knew I was correct. But I am gonna hit I'm gonna hit FanDuel. I'm gonna have somebody look and see what the point spread is. Probably the Chiefs will be favored probably be favored by maybe a field goal. Well, like I said, Mark Andrews, remember that song by Bobby Womack, If You Think You Lonely Now? They not gonna talk to him on the plane. When I say he gonna sit in the back of the plane, because like I said, I think it's only probably a 2-hour plane ride from Buffalo to probably to Baltimore. Maybe, yeah, maybe 2.5. But boy, is that gonna be a long plane ride for him. Yeah, Tori, he might want to put listen, Tori, he might want to wear a ball cap. He might want to wear a ball cap, and he might want to put a mask over his face, like so people don't recognize him. Because they gonna be waiting for them at that airport. So there you have it. But anyway, you guys, be back with more. About to go do my late night workout. So I will be breaking down these games in the coming days. Peace.